the winner of the men's under 25,000 metres. Next up, the last event on the Wednesday of the Australian Athletics Championships. Women's 5,000 metres. Sienna McQuillan from WA. 3 New South Wales athletes. Jess Guo, Lara Hamilton, Matilda Orford. WA, Emma Vandermeer. Brittany Watson from New South Wales. Shania Murray, Victoria. Sammy Burke, New Zealand. And Courtney Hopkins, the ACT. So we've gone from 27 to 9.
A nice little field here. I think maybe some more tactics could come into play, just given the lack of entrance.
Yeah, like we were saying before, it's not exactly it's a weird year for the under 20s. It's not a big year. A lot of these athletes, if they're 98 born, it's almost a nothing year. It's just a chance for a title. But I can see there's a 16-year-old Sienna McQuillan, 01 born.
Same with young Sienna there. She's got a seed time of 17 minutes and 5 seconds, which puts her well ahead of the rest of the field, unless Sammy Burke from New Zealand or Courtney Hopkins from the ACT have substantially superior times. She may be the one to watch.
Yeah, we're missing some seed times for those two athletes, Burke and Hopkins, but it looks like Hopkins...
New Zealander.
That's Burke, sorry. Yeah, getting out in front there. Brittany Watson out in the lead, but these girls are keeping it nice and close at the moment. And at the back of the pack, Sienna McQuillan, the youngster from WA. Under the 5K only offered to the under 20 age group, so obviously McQuillan wanting to run around the 5K, not opting to do the 3. Well, we might have seen her in the 3 already this weekend. But moving up to, they have a chance to do the 5K, needs to the under 20, so that's why she's out there.
For those watching at home, the meet record is held by Kate Spencer, 16:04.38. That was from 2014, so a World Junior representative there in the 5,000 metres. And a bit of surname trivia. Eloise Poppet from New South Wales holds the national record of 15:18.60. Lynchy, you might be able to hazard a guess. Eloise Poppet is now known as
Wellings,
our Rio 10,000 metre representative. I don't think we're going to see either of those fall today, but there is a national title up for grabs.
Just a little bit of trivia for you guys. One of the athletes out there, Courtney Hopkins, actually only just got off a plane from Africa, coming back from the World Cross Country Championships. So she's out here, just coming off a plane, running this 5K. I think that's a pretty big thing.
Not the finest oversight on my behalf. I apologise to Miss Hopkins, but I think the travel back from Uganda would be a solid 19 hours in flying alone and probably 30 hours of travel, and she's thought, look, 12 and a half laps at Sopak, that is exactly what I need to unwind from one of the toughest distance races in the world.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not a direct flight from Sydney to Uganda.
No, I think off the top of my head you spend a bit of time in Doha and then make the enormous trek back to Sydney, but she's come here to play, and given she is the lone World Junior representative in the field, I believe, she may be one to take control of this race. She does come in with no seed time, so that may have sent us the wrong way here.
It's probably just the admin work from the ACT team management not entering seed times. You know, it's unfortunate.
Goats, no opposable thumbs. Does get difficult to write seed times down.
I'm blaming the board malfunction, because obviously you can see up there's no state listed. So
is that more of a slight on admin for not putting a state in?
I'm cutting myself out of this.
He's jumped out. He's not having a bar of it now.
I've got a 17:11 for Hopkins.
All right, so that does rank her second behind Miss McQuillan, the youngster from WA. An 83-second lap just there. So things are staying very much the same as the start of the race. I think, as we saw in the previous boys race, we may have to wait until maybe the 5 or 4 lap period to go until we get some real movement in the 5K. Hence, Benny Offrens down there is more than welcome to find special comments and trivia. I've heard from Lynchy that Josh Torley, maybe coincidentally, one of the gentlemen he's going to race on the weekend, Luke Matthews, in the Open 1500. They've both now joined the club of the only 2 individuals to swear on the live stream.
Yeah, that is true. Back in 2014, pretty much the first year of the stream during the junior champs, we did Myself and Luke Matthews down under the stadium having an interview. Did swear as well, first man on the stream, and now Torley, maybe it's a thing. 2 years, Torley.
National titles can do that to people.
Yeah.
I do recall in 2014, Luke Matthews, somewhat infamously, had to duck a javelin on the second lap of his World Junior Trial final for the 800.
That was the exact race from the post-race interview.
No javelins out there tonight,
I
which
just
is a
call it
relief.
passion, guys. I call it passion.
That's fine.
Another 84 there.
Happy to have it. Bit of character.
And Torley's not in bad company with Luke Matthews.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Exactly. Maybe 2 years. What's in 2019? The Doha World Champs?
Yeah. Is he... He'd be World Junior age for 2018.
Certainly is. 99 born.
He's what? 14. He'd probably be 10 to 13 seconds off the usual. Oh, no, 14.05, 14.07 usually tends to be the World Junior time. So
I mean, 14.14 or 14.15 last year, and what about a 3.46?
yeah, so it's definitely on the cards for him.
It's got them pretty close.
A man with all the time in the world and many national titles to stick up on the wall. Not a bad problem to have.
Hopkins also 99 born, so it's nice for these athletes to have a goal. Tampere 2018, that's where it'll be in Finland.
Interesting mix of both spikes and flats in this race. Does tend to be the break point for some of the girls as to whether they want to go the more aggressive or more conservative option. We're 4 wide currently.
And we've got our New Zealand visitor tucked on the inside. Our next two fastest there, McQuillan and Hopkins.
McQuillan's basically started the race at the back of the pack and has managed to pull off a bit of a Renshaw-esque tactic there and just swim her way straight through the middle of the pack. No need to go around.
Well, she's not the tallest of the field, so she's found her way through the elbows and shoulders.
Size has been her friend. With another 85 there. So if anything, we're slowing a touch. So maybe McQuillan's figured out that this could be her time to make a break for it.
Now it's gone from 4 wide to almost single file as they, in just a matter of about 200 metres.
On the outside there, we've got one of our New South Wales competitors just sneaking up. Oh, the Water Cup has appeared again, folks. And he's out in force this evening with the humid conditions.
That was another ACT athlete, Courtney Hopkins, who just put the water over, just like Torley. She's obviously saw him out there, did the water, and it paid off, and he took the win. So maybe that's a little bit of an omen for the later stage of this race.
Maybe Benny Offrens is he's thought ahead. He's figured the 5Ks might be a bit warm, and he's had some team tactics where hydration is concerned. The goats are staying cool, calm, and collected through the 12.5 lap journey. Pace has slowed. No, it hasn't. Scratch all of that. Pace has actually picked up. McQuillan. 84 seconds that lap.
So now, single file, McQuillan, Hopkins, Burke, Guo.
Decision time here for athletes. That group of 5 there. Ooh, almost 4. Narrowing to 3.
Yeah, Guo's going to have to jump onto the back of Burke there if she wants to stay in touch with this pack. And that looks like Lara Hamilton's got a 17.45. Guo 17.37. And if they don't attach themselves now, they might find themselves a little bit lost.
Still 7 laps to go in this one, so if anything, a midpoint of the race. McQuillan, the youngster, continues to lead. One of our WA compatriots standing next to us. We might have to find out if McQuillan has got any special reason for picking the 5K. She's done away with the 3K early. Coming down with 6 laps to go. The next split we'll get following this will be the all-important 3K split. Still consistently rolling off 85s there. The pack slimmed down to 3. 2 Australians and a New Zealander. With Lara Hamilton back there in the bronze medal position where Australia is concerned.
Yeah, Jess Guo just falling off the back of the pace there. She was tucked in behind Burke, but like you said, that's a break point.
We appear to have the beginnings of a move here. Courtney Hopkins looking like she might sniff up on the shoulder there. We might have to get Benny O down there to take a closer look at things.
Yeah, I was about to comment. Lynchy, are you going to go out there and say Courtney looks tired? Just wondering if you're going to put that out there.
I'll say they all look tired.
She does not look tired.
They look tired. They've run what, 3K now?
Yeah, 2,800 just there.
There you go.
We should get Benny O out there.
Standing for it. Courtney looks good. She looks comfortable. She's just sitting in there in second, and I think she's working to her race plan nicely.
One thing that does tend to help 5K runners, just a bit of blind optimism. Nothing better. No point doubting yourself at this stage of the race. Still the key moves to come. Whilst the ACT athlete Hopkins there has decided to cover a marginally larger bit of distance around each lap, she's got prime position there to make a move if she feels that way inclined. We come up here on our 3 kilometre split. 87-second lap there, and we go through in about 10:28 for 3K. So things do seem to be slowing down a bit. This may be what's got Hopkins to jump forward a little bit there and think about sneaking into the lead. The New Zealander Burke still sitting nice and happily in third there, not doing any more work than she needs to.
And there it is, Hopkins now taking herself into the lead. We could see, I feel like we're bound to see a ACT under 25k male and female double here. If Hopkins can keep that up, but McQuillan's not letting it go, and starting to pull away from Burke here. That little surge from Hopkins.
Ooh, Burke,
as I say
Burke's
that,
hurt you there, Lynchy.
Yeah,
she's not having it. I think we've got 2 pairs of spikes versus a pair of flats there. So if this comes down to the last lap, traction may be an issue.
I like what Courtney is doing here. She's making moves, which shows me that she's actually feeling pretty good in this. She's just got off the plane, and
she's
we're speaking
confident
before, and if she was feeling a bit out, she's going to sit back a little bit. But now she's made this move off the front. I reckon she's feeling better than what she may have thought she would have after the flight. And I hope she can start to pull away from here. I'll be cheering on pretty loudly, don't you worry.
Might have Benny O down there, get some catchphrases going, bit of support for his home state athlete there. She's picked the pace up. An 85-second lap, so 2 seconds faster than our previous lap. This could be the decisive break, I feel.
I think it might be, but the athlete from New Zealand with Burke, it looks like she's like, hey, I think I need to start to move on. And she's moving away from the WA athlete, but Courtney's still out in front. She's got that gap of about 10 metres, and she's making it bigger and bigger with each stride, so it's fantastic to see.
Hopkins obviously not adversely affected by her trip to Kampala. The recent World Cross Country Championships held at a bit of altitude. She's gone for the drink again there, smartly keeping herself well hydrated. I don't know if there's a special prize of sorts or a double that the ACT dishes out for a dual 5K win in both age groups. Maybe a commemorative goat statue.
Oh, it's the Prime Minister quality lasagna that'll be coming a bit later, back at the apartments of the Team Goat.
Yes, it certainly will. I got sent a couple of pictures of it cooking away in the oven. It looks pretty tasty, so I'm looking forward to that. But I'm more interested in what's happening on the track here as the ACT, they're out in front. Courtney Hopkins, she's running well. She's looking good.
Hopkins has clicked off an 84 there.
But then McQuillan here, she's didn't want to let New Zealand to get in front. She's hit in front, but then as we say that, Burke, the New Zealander, starts to come up on the shoulder of McQuillan.
2 seconds faster a lap there for the ACT athlete who's recently returned from a 77th place finish over the 6 kilometre distance in Uganda. 23:03 for the altitude affected distance.
And it's definitely brought Hamilton back into the picture here.
Oh, without a doubt. Hamilton's thought, hang on, if these two girls are hurting, I may just be a chance here. Could upgrade to a silver. And she's made a very confident move. I think she'll make the back of that group without issue.
Yeah, she went past before. She was definitely looking the better of the three. The other two are looking a little tired, and Hamilton has come up on the back of them. She's done some good work, so it'll be interesting to see if she keeps up that pace and actually moves past them, or just sits on the back of them and starts to run with them.
Quick look over the shoulder there from
Hopkins.
Hopkins. She's got 3 laps to go. 2. I take it all back.
That's all right. You got stuck by it. They're only allowed to turn the lap counter when the leader enters the straight.
Ooh.
So
love a good technicality.
So 8:20.
Hopkins looking confident. Clicks off another 84. Happily settling into just under 3:30 pace there.
Now Burke's pushed herself out into that second place position, and now Hamilton on the side of
Hamilton
McQuillan.
rounds McQuillan. The youngsters early leading may have stung her a bit here. It'll be interesting to see if the New Zealand athlete decides to quicken the pace rapidly or concede that gap and play the tactical game in the last 2 laps.
I do always enjoy you do find a lot of crowd when there's a distance event. They always do find their way to that 200-metre start line. Plenty of coach. It's a very big coach zone.
The historically accurate split. Not happy to just let the first 200 metres pass. The well and truly OCD genes kick in, and the back straight encouragement continues. There are cups littered over the back straight currently.
Yep,
there are officials running out to clean it up. That is excellent work by our officials down there.
Got to use them cups tomorrow. No, we don't. There's plenty
It's
of cups.
actually a little bit muggy down here. Now the wind's absolutely completely dropped off. It's got a little bit of thickness to the air down here. It's a little muggy, so I'm sure these athletes, as they run around, it's not just a little warm, but it's just a bit sticky. So I think pouring the water over the head and the body is probably actually a smart decision here.
I think Hopkins will be just off a PB here, but she clicks off another 84, and barring disaster, they're about a 60-metre gap with that national title.
Maybe she's been up at altitude and she's been some training up there. So she's come down here from altitude and it's paying the reward.
Yeah, 17:11 for Hopkins. She'll need to drop a 60 on that last lap, and I don't think it'll happen tonight.
Don't know if that's in her locker, but I would be impressed. 200 to go here.
But Burke in second place now has really wound it up, and she's moving pretty well. Hamilton now taking down that second Australian position. McQuillan a good 100 metres back to 5th, so she'll be fine to hold that out. But Burke's actually looking pretty good, a bit of a pep in the step.
Has Burke played the ultimate tactical game here? She's seen what's in front of her, and she's thought, no, this is 12 and a half laps, not 11.
If she can get her now, I'd be very impressed. But Hopkins, she'll round the bend for the final time. Burke is taking that lead off at every single step, but
this could be a heroic effort from Burke. I'd love to see it, but that's about a 30-metre gap currently.
Yeah, well, Hopkins is pulling wide.
Hopkins has put the brakes on here. Really enjoying the last 50 metres, which is good to see.
But she'll take it out. It's an ACT 1-2, or 1-1, sorry. Under 20s, men's and women's. Burke, very good finish there.
She does look a touch tired, which may go against the Benny Offerins form guide, but
Hamilton
understandable.
Good 5-second PB there for Hamilton. And McQuillan, the youngster.
Boys, you can be as tired as you want after the race. I'm just telling you what, she was fresh and good during the race.
Burke from New Zealand looking unfazed, but has come out here for a strong competition against the Australian opposition. The two first and second place girls having a well-earned rest in front of our officials there. We'll try and grab our race winner there for an interview when she's revived herself from the track. An interview with our home state extraordinaire. See how our Team GOAT is travelling this evening. Final athletes coming into the straight here. A valiant kick from Shania Murray. She snagged herself.
Always a sprint finish left in there.
Excellent work there by young Shania.
So that race, the final event, day 4 of 8 on Wednesday night. The combined junior and senior Australian Athletics Championships for 2017.